This past year has made working remotely the norm for so many of us. But do you dream of taking that to the next level and joining the location-independent life of work and play?
It's all going to depend on your internet connection, and today we're going to show you the full-time internet bundle for RVs from Mobile Must Have and why they're better than mobile hotspots. Hey roamers, I'm Jamie.
I'm Linda.
And this is Roaming with Rosie. As we count down the weeks of moving into our RV, we've decided we needed to up our game on our internet connectivity.
RV living and traveling while also trying to work from our home on wheels means that my internet connection has got to be dependable.
My clients from my insurance agency depend on me to be there when they need help with their policies or life's accidents.
And I need to edit and upload our videos, do Zoom calls, and other work while we're on the road.
On this episode, I'll explain what we purchased from Mobile Must Have to improve our internet connection.
And then on the next episode, we'll show you step by step how he installed all of it. So be sure to subscribe and do ring the bell so you'll be notified when we upload that second episode.
Hey guys, Jamie back at you. Here's what we got going today. We're going to be doing our internet install on Rosie back here, Rosie 2. Basically, this is called the Full Timers Bundle, which I got from Mobile Must Have. There'll be a link in the description below with a coupon where you can actually save some money if you decide you want to make a purchase there. And that's all going to be in the description down below. So the first thing I want to go over is our mobile router. This is the Pepwave Max BR1 MK2. And like I said, it's part of the Full Timers bundle. Basically, the thing that's kind of cool about this is it has two cellular antenna hookups. This is a GPS hookup, and it comes with a GPS setup. Basically, what the GPS does is it basically tracks where your RV is. So if you want to, you don't have to set that up, but if you say somebody was to steal your RV and take off, you'd be able to go to your administration page on the website and find out where your RV was based on that. It's kind of like LoJack. And then the other thing on this side, we have two Wi-Fi connectors, so that gives you that that safe, secure connection within your RV. There's one LAN port, so if you wanted to say plug in your main computer straight into this, that would be your best connection other than other than wireless. And then it also has a WAN port, and if you don't foresee yourself using a WAN line, basically a WAN line is you can go take a DSL line, say from your house or whatever, and plug into this and it would tap into that. If you don't foresee yourself ever using that, you can actually reassign this as a second LAN port. So this is what we're going to be using. I know this is a category 6 router. I know that there are other ones out there. There's the Duo, which is it has two modems inside the unit, and that's more a little bit upper end, and it's more for people that are techies and kind of want to monitor how everything's going. I'm not really a tech guy. I just needed something that worked. Now Pepwave is kind of famous for, they work with the fire departments, police departments, and also the military, and also ambulance. So these units are built with military grade components, so that's what kind of makes these stand out. A lot of people are kind of going this direction as opposed to hotspots and things like this because it's a lot more reliable. The other thing that it comes with these, if you don't want to drill a hole in your roof and install a roof antenna, you can use these paddle antennas. So there's two that are for the cellular and two for the Wi-Fi. And then exclusive to Mobile Must Have, they include on all their setups a 12-volt lead. So basically you can have it run off your 12-volt system, off your 12-volt house batteries, and that just wires in right here. And this, you can actually unscrew that, and this can unplug, and then you can plug it back in. The other thing that comes in the package is also if you wanted to do a 110 hookup. So if you didn't want to wire in the 12 volt, there's actually a port right here, and you can hook your 110, just plug that into the wall. The other thing is this Poynting 5-in-1 antenna. Now this is omnidirectional, so it can be set up any way on your roof. There's no specific way that it has to be pointed. Basically, this is the mounting pad, so it has that heavy-duty adhesive. There's a couple of ways you can mount this. These are also set up for like fire engines, stuff like that. So when they do that, they have this threaded nut here. I'm not going to be using that because it's going to be going through my roof, and this thread isn't long enough to be able to go through the roof and to where I'm mounting it. But this is made to go like in fire trucks and things like that, so they would mount this through the metal roof and then screw that down. The other thing that you can see is there's these holes right here. What you can do, and this is again follows with the fire truck, or even if you had, say, an Airstream, you can drill your hole. There's actually magnetic mounts that screw in the bottom. You would not use this. You can put those magnetic mounts on there, and then it would just mount right down onto your roof, flat onto your roof. The other thing that's really cool about this is you can either go straight out the bottom, or if you want to go, you can also trail the wires out through this way, and that way it'll sit flat on your roof. You can put it through that channel and then take it to, say, like a junction box or something like that, if you already have somewhere where you can access through the roof. The wire basically is a little over 6 feet, and to get the best signal, you don't want to extend that unless you absolutely have to. So you can degrade your signal if you start extending it out. So, and then if you see here, there's 5 leads, and they're all kind of marked, and you have one that's for your GPS, you have 2 that are for your cellular signal, and then 2 that are for your Wi-Fi signal. So these just basically screw into the Pepwave router, so that all works out really well. So this is a perfect setup. That's why they call it the Full Timers Bundle. The other thing that I purchased was this Poynting, it's called the XPOL. It's basically, it hooks on to a telescoping antenna mast. So when I'm not getting a good enough signal, say I'm out in the woods somewhere or in the mountains or whatever, and I'm not getting a good enough signal through this, then what I'm planning on doing is using this on top of an extension pole. And this only has the 2 leads, so that's going through your cellular. So what I would do in that case, I would just unscrew my cellular connections. This is going to run through into the RV, and then I would just screw those on and unscrew these from the back of the router, and then replace it with these 2. And then that way what I can do is I can take the mast and put it up, say, like 25 feet. And then in that case, what I would do is I would just use one of those apps where you can find where you're getting your best signal, where the tower is. You use the app to basically determine what direction you want to point your antenna at. So that's what I'm going to be using this for. If this isn't getting a good enough signal, then I'll go ahead and pull this out of the RV, hook it up, and set that up. The other thing that I purchased was this telescoping antenna pole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this on the top of here. I'm going to keep it on there permanently, so I just have to pull it out and hook it up to the RV. There's going to be 2 connection points, and these brackets here basically just slide on like so. Okay, there's one here and there's one there. You want to put them a fair distance apart, so that if they're too close, then the antenna is going to kind of do this thing. If you get them a little bit further spaced apart, it's going to make it a lot more stable when the wind, if you should be in windy conditions. This basically has that heavy-duty adhesive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to determine where I want my pole at, and then I'm going to set it up so that I put it where I think I want it to be, then I'll connect these where I want them to be, so that when I come out and need to use the pole, these will be on the RV permanently. So I just slide this into these brackets when I need to use the pole. The other thing the pole has is it has this base that goes on the very bottom of it, so it makes it very stable. So you just put that into the bottom of the antenna, and even if you wanted to make it more stable, they actually included holes, so if you're out somewhere you can actually take a stake and stake it down, so that would really make it nice and secure. Basically the reason why I'm going through this route of doing this is not so we can watch Netflix or any of that sort of stuff. I still own an insurance agency, and when we're out on the road full time now, I'm going to need to run my agency and have a good connection, because I'm going to be doing phone calls and having to do internet work and all that stuff for my agency. So this is going to enable me to do that. This is going to be the closest thing I can get while I'm out on the road to regular internet that you have at your house. Now, nothing is going to compare exactly to that, because you're talking about hard lines that are basically going into your house. The other thing I wanted to talk about with this router is it comes with 2 SIM card slots. So basically you could have 2 plans. You can have an AT&T plan where you have, say, a large amount per month, and if, say, you were in an area where, say, AT&T wasn't giving you good service, and you can either do like a Verizon or whatever it may be, and this will support almost any service that's out there. But in the bottom slot you can put, say, Verizon, and maybe it's not a big plan, but it's a plan that you use occasionally, whether it may be a fallback for emergency, or if you're not getting a good connection through AT&T. So you have 2 different slots, so that's really cool. So you can run 2 services, and like I said, it will run virtually anything. It'll run T-Mobile, it'll run Cricket, it'll run Visible. All of those services will work through this unit. Now, to switch from your different services, basically all you do is you go, there's an administrative page on the website for these Pepwave routers. You basically go on there and you just, kind of like your cell phone, you slide something on or off. Basically you take this and change it from, say you were using AT&T and you're not getting a good signal, you go on there into the website, slip it down to Verizon. It takes about 30 seconds to do the changeover, and then you're going through Verizon. So it's really user friendly. So the reason that I went this route was, like I said, I'm going to be running my insurance agency while we're out on the road, and I needed something that worked. We had a $1,000 budget, and that's where I wanted to stay. So that's kind of why I went with this whole bundle, this setup. Now, just to clarify, the extension pole and this antenna is not part of the bundle. What comes in the bundle, it's like $880, I believe, is the router, everything that goes with the router, the 12-volt connection, and this antenna. The reason why I decided I wanted to go with this and the extension pole is when we were out in Quartzsite in January, there was a lot of people out there camping, and what was happening was when they were going in with their hotspots and stuff, all of those are wanting to connect to the closest tower. There was a couple of people out there that weren't having any connection issues because they were actually had extension poles with antennas like this, and they were pointing them up and choosing the tower they wanted to use, so there was less people on that tower and they were having a more consistent, better connection. So that's why I added these 2 things on, figuring there are going to be times when we go out and it's going to be crowded or what have you, or we're in an area where there's a lot of mountains and trees and things of that nature, where this may not get quite the signal that I want. So then I would pull out my extension pole and this antenna and put it up in the air and extend it, and then be able to choose the tower I want and get a better connection because of being raised up so high. And this antenna will go up to 25, this extension pole will go up to 25 feet. So that'll put you up there pretty high and help you with that connection. Thanks for watching.
We've got a link down below in the description for a coupon for mobile must-have and a full list of all the equipment that we purchased.
On our next episode, I'm going to show you step by step how I install the system into our motorhome.
So be sure to subscribe.
And make sure and leave a comment so you can be part of the conversation.
And be sure to click that bell, because that's how you'll be notified when that episode is uploaded.
Until next time,
See ya.
see ya.